A billionaire returns unannounced during lunchtime and saw this. Marcus Chin's silver Mercedes-Benz pulled through the iron gates of his Westwood mansion at 12:43 p.m., 3 hours earlier than usual. The 28-year-old billionaire CEO loosened his dark blue tie, his head pounding from the morning's brutal negotiations. He'd left work early without telling anyone. No warning, no announcement, just an overwhelming need to go home. But as his car rolled up the driveway, he saw something that made his heart stop completely. His young maid, Elena, was collapsed on the pavement near the stone pillars. Her black and white uniform was dirt-stained, and she wasn't moving. And standing over her, screaming and crying in absolute terror, were two small boys, one in a solid yellow t-shirt with beige shorts, the other in a red and navy blue striped shirt with denim shorts. His sons. Marcus threw the car into park and sprinted across the driveway, his navy blue suit jacket flying open. "Mateo! Diego!" he shouted. The boy in the yellow shirt, Mateo, looked up with tears streaming down his face. "Daddy! Daddy! Something's wrong with Miss Elena. She won't wake up." Marcus dropped to his knees beside Elena, his hand shaking as he checked her pulse. It was there, weak, thready, but there. "Elena! Elena, can you hear me?" He gently tapped her face. She was young, maybe 26, and her skin was deathly pale and clammy. Her maid's uniform hung loose on her thin frame in a way he'd never noticed before. "What happened?" Marcus demanded, pulling out his phone with trembling fingers. "We were playing by the gate waiting for you," Diego sobbed, clinging to Marcus's white dress shirt. "And Miss Elena came outside to bring us water, and she said she felt dizzy, and then she just fell down, Daddy." Marcus dialed 911, his silver watch catching the sunlight as his hand shook. "I need an ambulance immediately. 1847 Belmont Estates, Westwood. Young woman, mid-20s, unconscious, weak pulse, cold skin. Possible medical emergency." Ambulance dispatched. ETA 6 minutes. Is she breathing? Yes, barely. Pulse is weak. Marcus looked at his sons, 4-year-old twins he barely saw anymore. Their faces were streaked with tears and terror. When had he last really looked at them? When had he last come home before dark? "Daddy, is Miss Elena going to die?" Mateo whispered, his voice breaking. "No, buddy. No, she's not going to die, I promise." Marcus cradled Elena's head carefully, and that's when he noticed her hands. They were raw, cracked, bleeding in places, the hands of someone who'd been working far beyond human limits. And suddenly, with crushing guilt, Marcus remembered something. 2 weeks ago, he'd fired the housekeeping staff, all 5 of them, because of budget restructuring. It was a lie. His company was more profitable than ever. He just wanted to cut costs to boost quarterly numbers for investors. He'd kept only Elena because she was the cheapest. She'd begged to stay, literally begged. "Mr. Chen, please, I need this job. I'll do everything. I'll work harder. I'll do the whole house myself. Please, don't let me go." And Marcus, cold and calculating, had said, "Fine, same pay, but you handle everything now." That was 2 weeks ago. For 2 weeks, Elena had been cleaning his entire 12,000-square-foot mansion alone, cooking, doing laundry, maintaining the grounds, taking care of his children while he worked late, one person doing the work of 6, and he'd never noticed because he came home after she'd left. He'd never seen her exhausted face, never seen her struggling, never cared to ask. "Daddy, Miss Elena hasn't been eating," Diego said suddenly, as if reading his father's thoughts. We tried to share our lunch with her yesterday, but she said she wasn't hungry. But Mateo and me, we saw her hand shaking when she poured our juice. Marcus felt sick. How long has she been like this? Since the other cleaning ladies stopped coming, Mateo said quietly. Miss Elena has been really tired. Sometimes she sits down and holds her chest like it hurts. But when we ask if she's okay, she always smiles and says she's fine. The sirens wailed in the distance, getting closer. Marcus looked down at Elena's face. Even unconscious, she looked exhausted, beautiful, but completely drained, worked to death by his greed. She always takes care of us, Diego whispered. When you're not home, Daddy, she reads us stories. She makes us dinner. She helps us with our baths. She tucks us in bed and sings to us. The words hit Marcus like a sledgehammer. When you're not home, Daddy? When had he last tucked his sons into bed? When had he last read them a story? When had he last been home before they fell asleep? The ambulance screeched to a stop, and paramedics rushed out with equipment. Sir, please step back. These are my sons, Marcus said, his voice cracking as he scooped up both boys. And this woman has been taking care of them while I neglected everything that mattered. The lead paramedic, a woman with kind but serious eyes, knelt beside Elena. How long has she been unconscious? Maybe 5 minutes. She complained of dizziness before collapsing. The paramedic checked Elena's vitals, then looked up with concern. Severe dehydration, malnutrition, exhaustion, her body shutting down from overwork and lack of care. She looked directly at Marcus. How long has she been working like this? 2 weeks, Marcus admitted, shame flooding through him. I fired the rest of the staff. She's been doing everything alone. The paramedic's expression hardened. Sir, this woman has been working herself to death. Her organs are failing. We need to transport immediately. As they lifted Elena onto the gurney, Marcus saw something fall from her uniform pocket. A piece of paper, folded and refolded many times. He picked it up. It was a letter, in Spanish. He could only make out a few words. Mi hija, por favor. Necesito dinero para mi madre. My daughter, please. I need money for my mother. Marcus's throat tightened. Elena had a mother somewhere who needed help, and instead of asking him for more money, she just worked harder. Killed herself trying to do 6 people's jobs for 1 person's pay. Daddy, please don't let Miss Elena die, Mateo sobbed against his chest. She's the only one who takes care of us. She's the only one who loves us. The words destroyed Marcus. The only one who loves us. His own sons were saying a maid loved them more than their father did. I'm coming with you, Marcus told the paramedics, climbing into the ambulance with both boys. I'm not leaving her, not this time. At St. Catherine's Hospital, Elena was rushed into intensive care. Marcus sat in the waiting room. Mateo and Diego pressed against his sides, his navy blue suit jacket wrapped around both of them. For the first time in 4 years, since their mother left, Marcus held his sons and really looked at them, really saw them. They were terrified, traumatized, clinging to him not out of love, but out of desperation, because the person they truly loved was fighting for her life inside that ICU. A doctor emerged, Dr. Patel, tall, with exhausted eyes. Mr. Chen, Miss Elena Rodriguez is stable, but critical. Severe malnutrition, dehydration, and exhaustion caused her collapse. Her heart is weak. She's been systematically destroying her body through overwork. Will she survive? With proper treatment and rest, yes. But Mr. Chen, Dr. Patel's voice dropped. I need you to understand something. This woman has been working 18-hour days, 7 days a week. According to her medical history, she's been sending most of her salary back home to Mexico to pay for her mother's cancer treatment. She's been eating one meal every 2 days, sleeping maybe 3 hours a night. Her body finally gave out. Marcus felt like he couldn't breathe. Why didn't she tell me? Why didn't she ask for help? Did you ever ask her if she was okay? Dr. Patel asked quietly. The silence was Marcus's answer. Can we see her? Diego whispered. They walked into Elena's ICU room. When she saw the boys, tears streamed down her face. Miss Niños, she whispered, my babies, I'm so sorry I scared you. Mateo and Diego carefully climbed onto the bed, holding her. Miss Elena, please don't leave us, Mateo cried. We need you. We love you. Elena looked at Marcus, fear in her eyes. Mr. Chen, I'm so sorry. I know I failed. I couldn't keep up. I understand if you need to fire me. Just please give me 1 week's pay so I can send it to my mother. Stop, Marcus said, his voice breaking. He pulled up a chair. Elena, you didn't fail. I failed. I failed you. I failed my sons. I failed as a human being. Tears streamed down his face. I fired 5 people to save money I didn't need. I forced you to do 6 jobs for 1 person's pay. I came home late every night to avoid my own children. I let you work yourself to death. He took her hand. You've been more of a parent to my sons than I have. You've sacrificed everything, your health, your life, to care for them and help your mother. Marcus's voice cracked. And I almost let you die for it. I'm saying this ends now. Marcus leaned forward. You're not my maid anymore. From this moment, I'm taking care of you the way you've taken care of my sons. Elena's eyes went wide. But my job, my mother's treatments, your mother's cancer treatments are fully paid for. I'm wiring the money today. Marcus's voice was fierce. You're moving into the guest house on my estate, 3 bedrooms, full kitchen, rent-free, for as long as you need. Mr. Chen, I can't. You can, and you will. He looked at his sons, then back at Elena. My son's mother left when they were 6 months old. For 4 years, I've thrown money at problems, hired staff, built walls, and my sons have been drowning. He gestured to the boys holding Elena, but you gave them what I couldn't. Love, attention, care. You became their mother for minimum wage. Marcus took a breath. Elena, I'm asking you, would you be their nanny? Their real nanny? Proper salary, benefits, your own home. Your mother can live with us. I'll rehire the housekeeping staff. You won't clean ever again. His voice dropped. Please, help me be a better father. Help me give my sons the life they deserve, the life you've been trying to give them. Elena sobbed, pulling the boys closer. You really mean it? Every word. Marcus wiped his tears. I'm coming home every day at normal hours because my son said, you're the only one who loves them, and that's my fault. I'm going to fix it. He looked at Mateo and Diego. Boys, Daddy made a terrible mistake. I forgot you needed me, but Miss Elena reminded me. I'm never going to forget again. The boys launched at Marcus, crying, and he held them tight. I love you both so much. I'm so sorry I wasn't there. We love you too, Daddy, Mateo said. Are you really going to come home early now? Diego asked. Every single day, I promise. Elena reached out, and Marcus took her hand. Thank you for saving my sons when I was too broken. Thank you for loving them, for being everything I should have been. Marcus, I would be honored to help you, to be part of your family. The day Marcus came home unannounced and found Elena collapsed, he discovered what he'd been missing. Not success, not money, not power, but love, connection, family. His sons had their mother figure. Elena had her health and mother. Marcus had learned to be present. They'd all saved each other because sometimes coming home unannounced changes everything. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe for more emotional stories. Comment what you would have done in Marcus's situation. Sometimes the people we overlook are holding our lives together. See you in the next story.